44, Mark Rempe with Custer County Emergency Management joins us. We've been doing these visits to talk about exactly what your department does and how you interact with the other departments. And I've enjoyed this. And I think we're going to be talking about 911 today, but in particular how phones tie into the system. And I think everybody has probably looked at their phone bill, whether it's a cellular bill or whether it's their landline phone and they see a service charge or a tax on there for emergency services. Does that come back to Custer County Emergency Management somehow?
It does. So it's split up in two different ways. We focus on landlines and cellular devices, mobile devices is what I'm probably going to call them. The landline money, any landline, internet connection, phone connection, voice over IP phone connection, any of those connections come directly back to us here in the county from those phone companies. Most popular this day and age, though, is cell phones. Everybody wants their cell phone.
Right.
They're very handy and they're very useful. Those taxes get collected by the companies and they get put into a big pot, and that pot is divided out by a rather complicated algorithm that basically boils down to 3 or 4 different things, mostly being population and how many times our dispatch center gets a 911 from a mobile device.
Okay.
So it's a really complicated little math problem that they figure out in Lincoln, and they just send us a check.
So when that money gets to Custer County and your office, how do you put it to use?
So those tax monies come with rules. They used to be really, really hard on us and say you can only use it for something that the dispatcher physically touches in that room. Well, they've loosened those rules a little bit because there are a lot of pieces in that room that don't necessarily touch a dispatcher, like a radio system or furniture. Those were things we couldn't use. But Custer County has always done a really good job by putting that money back into a savings account, and we go after big ticket items. Here a while back, we bought a new 911 system, and it helped drag us a little bit more into the future. Along with that 911 system, we updated our mapping. Both those things were eligible for those funds back then, so we took advantage of that and did that, saved the county a little bit of money. But the cool thing about all those things is the technology that came with that. Along with those ability for us to see your phone number, your name, it also tells us your location. It really helps pinpoint it. There's a difference there again between a landline and a cell phone. Landline, the guy who puts your phone in puts a pin on the map.
You know where that is. You know where it's plugged in.
Yep, and it doesn't deviate. But our cell phones, being as cool as they are, it can follow you quite a ways. Back before, it used to just stop. It would say, I'm right here. But now technology with our cell phones, with satellites, with cell towers, it's all catching up with us. There's permissions given by the companies that allow dispatchers, only dispatchers. It's not something that is allowed to just be done. It has to be a 911 phone number. Mm-hmm. And only when you call 911. I really want to tag on that. We don't track you just because you call in from your cell phone.
You're not going and saying, well, where's Adam today? Let's see.
That's not happening. But
he's not at work. Where is he?
When you're calling 911, we do get to see you. And the companies vary for permissions on the length of time. Anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, it allows us to track your location. That is extremely handy. Drilled down even deeper into that is something that a lot of people don't think about. When you set up your phone, you set up health information, emergency contacts, personal stuff like that you want for your doctor to see, or you want an EMT who shows up to see. These new technologies that we buy and the permissions that these cell phone companies are granting allows that to pull up, and the dispatch can see it. Oh, wow.
So they can be talking to the rescue squad, potentially, on the way to a site with that information.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The cool part about it is if you can't talk, you can still dial 911. That, as long as you allow your phone to share that information, dispatch can see that. Now all of a sudden I know that some random person comes in and calls 911, but she's not talking to us or he's not talking to us. I can see that they have a heart condition. I can see that they have emphysema or a breathing condition. I can still dispatch our rescue services to those areas. and give them a quick rundown of what they might be running.
I have a tendency to skip through those options on the phone, but I would imagine if you have something like that would be critical to know, that would be important not to skip through that. I didn't know that the information was being shared in that fashion.
It really does, and that's kind of a newer thing that is being pushed and shared from the phone companies. There's been some big things that happened across the United States that has got these guys to open up a little bit, but it really is very helpful to us.
Yeah.
Anything that you tell your phone to share, it will share. If you don't want it to share, you can simply say, I want you to know that I have a health condition, but I don't want you to know that my emergency contact is my husband or something like that.
Okay.
You really can go in there and edit what we get to see.
That's interesting. If folks want to learn more about this, is there a way to do it? Can they ask you questions if they see you out and about?
Feel free to.
Yeah.
By all means, call our offices. Today's probably not a good day because I get to go do one of those lovely things where I get to go see everybody's favorite doctor, the dentist.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I'm not going to be around today.
It's not high on my favorite things to do either.
No. So.
There are people that actually enjoy that.
That's crazy.
I know. I don't know who they are.
No. That's
not me. That's for sure.
Or what happened to them. But Mark, I appreciate the update. That's some new information to me and maybe to some others as well. And we look forward to our next visit.
No problem. I appreciate this.
Yep. Custer County Emergency Manager Mark Rempe joining us this morning on